Hello everyone and welcome to another Bitcoin crypto analysis video. Today we will talk about the news that have been going on for the past couple of days, what is going on in the market, why it started going up a little bit. We can see that right now Bitcoin is being traded around $6,500, close to $6,600 because of some news. So let's just get started. The first big news is that finally the EOS MainNet is live. They reached the 15% of token stake they needed to activate their mainnet. So as you can see from this website that I'll link in the description, they have around 21, almost 22% of votes. So the mainnet is working with the block producers that have been voted as producing these blocks. So due to this activation, the price of EOS has been going up almost 8% the past 24 hours. Maybe it's because of this, maybe it's because of other news that we'll talk about soon. But one main thing is that a lot of people are worried that because a lot of tokens were frozen in exchange accounts like Bitfinex, Binance, and other accounts, these people could not vote, and whoever ended up voting had a lot of control in the market. So they're saying that maybe this voting process wasn't that decentralized, it was more centralized. Just because it took a few days doesn't mean that it was not controlled by someone. So this is just the news that's been going on right now. As you can see here, this person tweeting that the turnout is low because tokens are frozen in exchange accounts. So let's get into the second piece of news, which is toxic suspected manipulation sees Bitcoin futures sink 55% in 2018. So what this is talking about is that a lot of people are now trying to figure out why the Bitcoin price has gone down a lot the past couple of weeks. And a lot of people have said that maybe it's some sort of price manipulation regarding Bitcoin futures in the CBOE exchange. So this guy, Brian Stutland, CIO of Equity Armor Investments, said that I know there's a lot of talk out there by some professor who has probably never traded any significant money. If people were producing Tether to go ahead and then buy Bitcoin, then that seems to me that Tether should go to zero, not Bitcoin. So he's saying that one professor said that a lot of people are using Tether to short Bitcoin. But if that's the case, then the price of Tether eventually should go down to zero because it's at 1 right now because of speculation and not other reasons. The second interesting point is that Tom Lee from Fundstrat is saying that the recent drop in price of Bitcoin price, it can be related to the expiration dates of these future contracts. So what he's saying is that Bitcoin sees a dramatic price change around CBOE futures expirations, and that he compiled some sort of data and that it seems to be true. So I open up a graph here just to look at what he's trying to say. By any means, this is not an in-depth financial analysis, but so these CBOE contracts, they expire within the first 2 weeks of the month. So what he's saying is that if you go back every month or so, around the 15th of the month, you will see a huge spike in volatility, and the price changes a lot during those times. So we can start now. Between the 10th and the 13th of June, you can see that the price was trading around 7,500, and it had been decreasing around $100 to $200 a day. And then as you can see here, in one day on June 10th, the price dropped from 7,500 to 6,600. So it dropped almost 1,000 in one day. And there didn't seem to be any major news in the market. It was unexpected a little bit. So maybe this is what he's saying, that's price manipulation. So let's go back a full month. So the 10th, between the 10th and 13th. So you can see that all these days have had relatively higher volume than most other days. So if you go back 1 month, let's see, May here. So as you can see, May 10th, here, May 11th, May 12th, and 14th. Also, look at May 11th and see how much the price dropped. Also, obviously here it was a little bit more volatile. The price was changing a lot more than here, but still the price also dropped a lot. And again, giving some support to this guy's argument. So let's go back 1 more month just to see what's going on. To April, around 15th, between April 10th and 15th. And here you go, we can see April 12th. Look at how much the price changed. So it went from 77, so it went from $6,700 to $8,000 in one day. It's almost as if the price today or tomorrow would jump from what it is right now to $8,000, which would be pretty ridiculous. So you can see how these spikes in volume actually usually correspond to what he was saying. Obviously, there are other spikes in between, but you can go back and here again in March, if we see, look at that, starting March 6th, then March 9th, all the way to March 18th is just huge volatility. Here, obviously, it had been going down, coming down from the $12,000, almost $12,000 mark. So a lot of volatility, but it's a little bit strange that every month or so there's a lot of volatility, and he's trying to maybe say that or give you an explanation that this could be due to the future contracts traded in the CBOE exchange. So just one thing to pay attention because it could be price manipulation. Another quick news that there's a blockchain platform trying to create a score for politicians that want to increase accountability and voter engagement. So Next Election is the name of the company, and they're trying to achieve or hope that politicians will begin to use the technology to perform real-time performance appraisals. And then it'll help governments understand which issues are regarded as urgent by the people they serve. So it's just trying to decentralize and make it possible for people to rate other politicians and also show what is more critical in their view. Because nowadays a lot of ways politicians learn that something's critical or not is after they have done it. So maybe cutting funds from National Health Service will be a bad idea, but he will only learn after he cut it, and then there's a huge backlash. Obviously, of course, there are some things that he shouldn't do, but this is just trying to make it more interactive and a lot more feasible for people to make politicians pay for their mistakes or if they're being corrupt, especially in countries with a lot of corruption. This can be very helpful. So this is a nice, interesting article talking about this idea using blockchain technology. And lastly, probably you heard it, but on June 14th, the EOS Securities and Exchange Commission said that they will not consider Ethereum as a security because of its decentralization and what the types of transactions in the network are. They cannot consider Ethereum as a security. And this could be the reason why the market has been coming up a little bit the past 24 hours, almost 48 hours. This is really good news. A lot of people were worried or are still worried about the SEC because they can implement regulations on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general that could make people take their investment out of cryptocurrency. Because right now, in a way, a lot of people are probably investing in cryptocurrency and not necessarily disclosing how much they're earning. So this could be, if a lot of people are investing a lot of money and also maybe making a lot of money, and they do not disclose everything to the government to pay taxes, and the government imposes strict regulations on people that have not done that, a lot of people will take out their money and maybe try to hide it another way, or definitely not keep it in cryptocurrencies and risking losing it or even going to jail possibly. So this is just saying that because it will not be considered a security, it doesn't fall under the SEC's jurisdiction, so to say. They will not be creating regulations for cryptocurrencies in this sense, that they will be able to control it. So this made the markets go up a lot, made people more bullish on the price of Bitcoin, on the technology, and overall just good news of what could happen in the future relating to this. So let me know in the comments below if you like this video, what you think about the SEC saying that Ethereum is not a security. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Let me know if you think that prices are being manipulated because of the future contracts. Leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.